Singapore has introduced a raft of measures to further help low-wage workers and PMETs during the pandemic. Recognition for businesses that pay progressive wages voluntarily and working with more companies whose Singaporean core has been weakening are among the initiatives that Manpower Minister Josephine Teo announced in Parliament today. Here's Chloe Chu with more.
Work pass policies have been adjusted regularly, and the growth of employment pass and S-pass holders has slowed in recent years. Manpower Minister Josephine Teo said this in response to queries from various MPs, who raised the issue of job competition between Singaporeans and work pass holders, especially in the current climate. Mrs. Teo says between 2014 and 2019, the number of EP and S-pass holders grew by less than 9,000 on average annually, compared to more than 30,000 between 2009 and 2014. And with COVID-19, the number of such work pass holders decreased even more sharply. The ministry will also continue to regulate the situation by using both levies and quotas at the work permit level and raising salary requirements at the EP level or pushing them down to S-pass level when possible.
In all past adjustments to EP salary requirements, a good number are downgraded to S-passes. What about employers who falsely declare salaries to meet the higher bar? The answer must be to strengthen enforcement, which we have been doing, and not to withhold raising the bar. In fact, in the last 5 years, we have taken action in over 1,200 cases of false declarations or kickbacks and secured nearly 388 convictions through prosecution.
Moving ahead, the ministry plans to engage more employers to review their hiring processes.
This expanded group will include firms whose Singaporean core has been weakening, or whose EP and S-pass workforce are overly concentrated from a single foreign nationality source. Through active intervention, we will help them reshape their workforce profiles. We will do this together with economic agencies like EDB and MAS.
And while Singapore hasn't legislated a minimum wage, Mrs. Teo says features of a minimum wage plus have been implemented through a progressive wage model, or PWM. She notes this currently benefits around 80,000 people in the cleaning, security and landscaping sectors. But to further strengthen support for these essential workers, recognition for companies that voluntarily pay progressive wages will be implemented. And for this to work, Mrs. Teo says society has to play its part.
As consumers, we must be prepared to pay slightly more and intentionally support such progressive companies by purchasing their products and services. This will spur more companies to be progressive and adopt the PWM mark, which in turn will benefit our lower income workers. We must have it in our hearts to consider this a small price to pay for better jobs and income security for those among us who need it most.
More details on the PWM mark will be released later. Mrs. Teo also fought back tears as she concluded her speech, telling Singaporeans that much like workers care for their families and loved ones, the ministry also has the best interests of workers at heart.
However long this storm lasts, MOM will walk this journey with you. However tough it may be, we will help you bounce back. Our mission is to help each and every one of you emerge stronger by never giving up hope and by working with employers in Singapore to treat you fairly, to make your hard work bear fruit. Our work is not done yet. We have taken firm steps forward, and we will press on whatever the challenges with you, for Singapore.